Hello all to this beer review, which I am dubbing the Bad Life Decisions beer review, because I just made a good and bad life decision. Good bad life decision being that I put in my resignation letter for my job, and I haven't really gone into much detail about the job because, well, I didn't want it to kind of get out on the internet, though I haven't really uploaded many videos in which I mentioned it. It was a state job with state benefits and state retirement, but unfortunately, I was absolutely miserable. So I had a bad day, and I decided to do what I had been thinking of for quite a while, and I wrote up a letter of resignation and sent it in. Almost exactly at the 6 months mark when I was going to get vested for my government union membership. Yeah, so that's a whole nother kettle of worms there, and I don't really talk politics at all on this channel. I think I have like maybe one video all the way back in the beginning where I very vaguely talk about politics. But that's neither here nor there. I don't know how many beer reviews I'm going to be doing because I sent in a resignation letter without another job lined up for one. So, who knows? Well, who knows how long I'm going to be without income? And two, my income is almost certainly going to be lower. Bad life decision, yeah. Good life decision. Happiness, not being miserable. Bad life decision. Giving up decent benefits, holidays, retirement. Am I trying to talk myself out of this or what? Enough about this bullshit. You hear me rattling on for 2 minutes already. We are going to be reviewing Sierra Nevada's Hot Bullet Double IPA today. For some reason, this came out during the spring of last year, and I never got around to, sampling it then. I don't know why, since at the time I pretty much tried everything that Sierra Nevada put out, and I'm still kind of willing to. But I'm kind of focusing on local beers, as I've said before. So let's read the back, shall we? This is brewed on 12/27 last year, so a little under 2 months old. Oh, about a month and a half, really. So, Hot Bullet Double IPA features a new technique. We're hitting the beer with a double-barreled slug of Magnum hops and lupulin dust, the source of hop flavor and aroma, right into the fermenter for a ballistic burst of aggressive hop character. This is 8.0 ABV, but since I've already had 4 bottles of this on previous nights, I can tell you it does not drink like an 8.0 ABV. It is dangerously drinkable for something that's 8.0. Pouring it into the tulip glass because why not? Seems like that's what every other reviewer was doing. A very light gold color. Actually very light for an IPA in regards to coloration, with a thick white head. It's redolent of pine needles. It's been very long since I've had that Northwestern style pine needle kind of IPA scent. I've been having a lot more of the tropical types lately. There's still some tropical aspects. It smells very fresh, though. There's none of the more, for lack of better terms, kind of fermented, wide kind of notes to the smell. And hints of floralness, too. Carbonation is rather low, but it's 8.0, so it should be kind of low on the visible carbonation. What I mean by the fact that this is ridiculously drinkable for an 8.0 is it is refreshing tasting, refreshing feeling on the mouth, which is quite a interesting sensation for an 8.0 beer. It drinks like something that's half the ABV, really. It's light on the mouthfeel, but not at all watery, and still very dense with flavor. Zesty, rindy, pine resiny. In the mids, pine resin really continues in the long finish. There's a very subtle sweetness that shows up briefly in the front and a little bit stronger in the finish, but always kind of the hoppiness really overshines it. The balance of hops to malt actually leans in the direction of hoppiness for a double IPA. This is not a very sticky tasting one. It's actually finishes quite dry. Not too many very distinct effervescent notes, unfortunately. And definitely a sort of almost lemony kind of tang in the finish as well, underneath the hop bitterness. Despite the lack of visible carbonation, there's still a bit of bite to it, which helps with the sort of refreshing aspect. The flavor is definitely much more of the resiny, zesty kind of thing up front, and you know, the fruits as almost an afterthought as part of the hoppiness. Kind of, and I suppose that's sort of because of the lowered malt balance. Still within style guidelines, obviously, considering that the IPA is a fairly wide style. Or I should say a fairly differentiated style at this point, since, you know, northeastern, northwestern, Antipodean, you know, English, New World. Yeah, so you catch what I mean. IPA has basically come to mean lots of hops, and however that expresses itself, you know. Now, there's nothing about this that really makes it stand out other than in its really extreme drinkability, and the fact that it's already starting to go to my head because of the extreme drinkability. I'm coming to lightweight since I drink a lot less now. And yeah, you know, like I said, it's nothing that's really revolutionary. It's nothing that's really gonna knock your socks off in regards to flavor, but it's enjoyable and refreshing, especially for the ABV. Watch yourself if you're the kind of person like me who will drink something that's very drinkable to excess. And yeah, Hop Bullet Double IPA. It's a Sierra Nevada. Can't really go wrong with Sierra Nevada, honestly. either in regards to price or flavor. Nearly everything that I've had of theirs is definitely, enjoyable. Actually, I did have that one black IPA, but then if you kind of notice, I don't review those because I just don't like that style. I don't like dark malts with hoppiness. It just tastes, to me. And so I'm digressing here. Well, I've had a very stressful week, and the alcohol's hitting me very hard. And I guess all is good in the world, at least for the moment, which is how it should be, eh? Hot Bullet, double IPA from Sierra Nevada. Cheers.